I had a chance to visit the Phuoc Binh National Park in Ninh province, and it was an amazing experience. I went with a few other researchers, the president of the University of Culture, and Mr. Richard, and three guides. What an experience. Here we're going to see some of the wild cows that they have. They're not really domesticating them. I don't actually know what they're doing, but it was interesting. As we walked along here, I was curious about how long it would take and what the conditions would be like. And as I'd soon find out, they'd be pretty harsh. You can see there's a Richard there, and there's the guide, the head guide, and this is where they keep these four cows. They didn't really like the selfie stick I had, and they were a bit shy. Yeah.
Nhưng mà dạo này nó ăn cũng nhiều đúng không? Người xưa nó đỡ gầy. Mình mà được như hết rồi đấy chứ, cái con nào bệnh thì đỡ. Mình mà được như năm nay. Hết rồi đây chụp bức đây. Cái thời gian đó. Trên phòng dưới. Trên phòng biết cái rồi. Đi tập trung đây luôn. Có tài chụp hình có tài.
After taking a bunch of photos, we headed up to what I believe is a ranger station, a little facility here as the first step on our way through a 3-hour hike, which, really was about 3 kilometers, but as you'll see, the conditions are pretty tough. They have a nice facility here, the kitchen, and there's some bedrooms and bathrooms, so doesn't look like it's used very much, but it's quite nice. As we started to head up into the mountain, they were giving me tips. They gave me a stick to help me walk. And, I didn't really think I needed it, but I would soon find out otherwise, as you'll see. The group was lively, and we were basically what they call trekking. That's what we were doing. The trail started to become a bit more dense, and the guides ahead of us were basically walking through the path with machetes and cutting away some of the branches to make it easiest for us to traverse. The trail is quite wide here, so wasn't too hard to navigate, and it was beautiful. The air was clean, and yeah, I was really curious about what we'd find.
Tôi quay lưng lại tôi chụp, tôi đi với hai dân tộc đang đi trước kìa. Rồi. Đó. Chấp này. Ok.
Quay luôn à? Video.
Nhưng mà cái cung đường này là cung đường bình thường.
Cung đường này nhẹ nhàng mà.
Mình hay đi xe đạp còn được mà.
Cái này đi xe đạp được. Có cái là hôm nay trơn lắm, con dám lấy xe máy chở các anh lên sợ té. Nó cái rêu này. Cái xe máy mà tôi chạy lên được hả?
As we walked along, I could see there is a bunch of looks like small trees that have been chopped away, and I guess that this trail, if not cleared on a regular basis, it would overgrow quite quickly. Yeah, here we are approaching a structure. Looks like the shell of a that you can put a canopy on for a tent, and as you can see on the left there's this structure
structure here,
which is an observation post that they use to look for fires in. It's quite high in the air actually, and I wouldn't want to climb up there, but at my age, but very functional.
So you can climb there and you can see that where is the place is burning.
I saw your map. You have many of those.
As we traverse further, the trail narrows and becomes harder to navigate, and on the right there's a steep fall off, as you can sort of see in this angle I'm using. I'm shooting with my 360-degree camera, just to give you a bit of an idea how thick and lush everything is. And apparently there's 4 levels to this canopy. There's sort of the floor, there's the 1 meter, then there's the, I don't know, I guess 5 meter and like 10 meter. And I was told, as we head to the top, you're sort of left with maybe the 1 liter type of canopy as you get to the top. It's actually a 2 kilometer in height mountain that we're walking up.
Một tháng thì khoảng bao nhiêu tour như thế này?
Nói chung là tôi chỉ cũng mới về đây cách đây mấy tháng rồi thầy. Tức là cái thuật thì nếu mà ở đây nó thường thường tính năm cũng ít lắm. Nói chung là hầu như bây giờ
Nguyên nhân
đấy thì thứ nhất là phải biết đâu, mình cũng kẹt gì đó, nằm ở trong mấy đốt này.
Nhiều lên.
Từ từ tới đỉnh nhắm mắt lại thôi.
At about this time, I'm starting to get tired, and I'm certainly happy I have the walking stick with me in one hand. The other hand, I have my selfie stick and 360-degree camera. And based on the information I had about the canopy, I realized that we were pretty far from the top. And it really pays to be shorter in this environment, and instead of hopping over things, I opt to sort of climb through, as you can see. There's much more of this to be expected, and people are sort of worried about my ability to trek through this, but I was doing okay. As we take a break, we stop off, and the Nam Nam director points out some banana leaves and explains sort of how these plants sort of live in the nature here and how they proliferate. As you can see, there is quite a steep fall off to the side, and the path is obstructed. And it does take a bit of effort to navigate through this. And really, like, if I stepped 2 feet to the side, I would really probably wipe out and fall off the side of the hill. You can't see them right now, but there's these little tiny dogs. If you're in Vietnam for any time, you'll notice the dogs are quite small here. and a lot of people have corgis, but the small dogs come in handy because they could just rip through this underbrush, and they actually they guide you. They will not let you go off the side of the mountain. They'll go and protect you and guide you in a safe way. Now we're starting to walk downhill, and I guess what I'm told is that we're going to be approaching a stream soon. My moment of truth is pending. It's time for us to cross the stream. It looks simple enough, so I thought. And decked out in all my North American hiking clothing, I felt fairly confident with one stick in one hand and my camera in the other hand. As you can see me, I start to approach the crossing. I'm too much focused on looking at my camera to really watch where the guide is walking. And instead of following his instructions, I decided to go my own way and wipe out, not once, but about 4 times. To my credit, I was able to keep my camera up in the air and safe. These guys are a bit frantic. They're worried about me, but I'm laughing. I don't really take myself too seriously, but then I realize that I have my wallet, my phone, and my equipment, and then I'm like, geez, I better just get out of here, and they help me out to safety. But I'm sure they'll be talking about it for a while. At least I won't be. Nothing like eating a bit of humble pie once in a while. And yeah, it was kind of funny. What I did learn is that the guides are wearing t-shirts and pants and Crocs when I'm wearing like these shoes, which have actually had quite terrible soles, very slippery. And as I walk through this field, I'm soaked, and it's just weighing me down, and I'm getting quite tired at this time. But what a beautiful sight to come out of that mountain dense foliage into this open plain. And I feel like I'm in a special place on the planet, and it's quite surreal, but quite lovely. I'm quite far behind, just catching up with people here. Don't know where we are, but just plugging along. And you know, the next thing I know, we pop out of the foliage and we're back to essentially where we started and where we've been eating breakfast and lunch and good times. Thank you.
Ủa sao nhà sếp mới chạy ra kia rồi?